away goes the desktop audio, and then away goes my close good friend Davion.
Wow. Well, thank you guys for hanging out today at Behind the Plays. It was a great comeback. What an episode, you know?
Yeah, right. We're killing it out here.
All creation through bomb and form, the greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form, or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker, 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No stuff.
Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
We are.
Just in time.
Yes.
I'm going to flex a little bit right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Behind the Plays. First and foremost, my name is Davion. With me, as always, is the Eric.
What's up, dude?
I'm going to flex a little bit. You can't see me.
Okay.
But.
Are you actually flexing? Like.
No, I'm not flexing. I'm going to flex a little bit. My fit's kind of fire today, okay?
Okay.
I want you to predict what I have on before we start.
Did
for
you
this
change
podcast.
After work?
Correct. I don't have a suit on. Come on.
It's got to be something Eagles. Like, that's why you would be doing this.
Not only something.
Is it the thing?
It's everything. I still have my Apple Watch
you're
on.
all Eagles out?
Listen, I have an Apple Watch on. My Apple Watch band, it's an Eagles Apple Watch band. My girlfriend's mom got it for me for Christmas. The hoodie, 52 bitches. And the sweats, courtesy of the Dreen Alice. She's been on the podcast. We talked about gymnastics. She got me Eagles sweats for the Secret Santa.
That's sweet.
I am decked out. Why? Why am I decked out, Eric?
Because the Eagles are dripped. Because the Eagles are arguably the best team in football.
One seed, motherfuckers! And you said it couldn't be done!
I am wearing a Broncos t-shirt.
They deserve it. You gotta rep them a little bit. So Eric and I are friends, right? We may have not recorded the podcast in a long period of time, but we talk. I live in Chicago.
That's courtesy of this man right here. Hold on, let me.
It's kind of a hit and miss. It was a lot of scheduling, and then it just kind of defaulted, and then we just kind of died.
Go so far.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but Pubby.
Yes.
He's there, I promise.
Yes, Eric got a new dog.
Right here.
We have a third doggo to add to the Behind the Plays family. On top of mine too.
This one's an a-hole.
That's
why we haven't done this.
If you're close friends, you know this one. This one is the biggest asshole. Look, she ran away when I pointed at her because she's always guilty.
Because she knows.
She's always guilty. Always guilty. I get it. But we're back, and we get to talk about football.
We do.
Reason I said Eric and I are friends, I sent Eric a text because I live in Chicago, right? I was at Target, and I took a picture of it was all Chicago Bears display, like everything Chicago Bears. There was one Denver Broncos shirt. I was like, this motherfucker trying to blend in like he's supposed to be here.
Like,
it was hilarious.
He thinks he's hot shit.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. No, me and Alpha go back and forth, who is a Bears fan, about the weird connections between the Bears and the Broncos. I'm sure I've elaborated on some of these.
Yes.
But, like, let's say a player gets cut by the Broncos. There's probably like a 60% chance he ends up on the Bears.
Probably.
And vice versa.
Yes.
Like, coaches, staff members, like, it's actually kind of crazy how connected the Broncos are to the Bears.
Nathaniel Hackett, offensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears next season.
Maybe. Dude, if that happens, like, yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah. So we have 14 teams.
Did the Bears fire their OC?
No.
I was gonna say.
I don't think anyone got fired yet.
I was gonna say.
I don't think anyone should get fired. Low key, that team was just garbage.
Yeah, my favorite one was somebody tweeted out, like, after the Bears started 2-1, it's like NFL predictions or whatever, said that the Bears were going 3-14. So you really think the Bears are about to finish 1-13? And then they finished 1-13.
Oh man, that's crazy. Actually, I didn't realize they were 2-1. You know what? My favorite part was Alpha and not Alpha. What's his name? Aki, and you know Omega Jolteon.
Yeah.
So Omega Jolteon's one of the biggest Bears fans I know. He lives in Chicago.
Right.
And Aki's a Birds fan.
Right.
He goes. When they start 2-1, he tweeted something. He's like, "Oh, Bears probably." He's like, "Bears won't win 5 games. Over under 5.5 or 4.5 or something like that." It was like $20 or something. And Omega was like, "Absolutely, fuck yeah, we win. We win 3 more games out of these."
Mm-hmm. And then.
great. It was great.
Yep.
But wait, I mean, we're on the topic. Let's just talk about it real quick. Hackett's gone. Broncos are Broncos country. I will tell you right now, the minute he left, the team looked 10 times better.
Yes.
And I texted you this the other day. I was like,
crazy.
they look like a competent football team.
They did. Like, they played really well against the Chargers in Week 18 for a game that mostly didn't matter, and actually straight up didn't matter for
It didn't matter at
because
all.
the Broncos don't have a first-round pick,
No.
so who cares?
No, it didn't matter at all because it's the Seahawks pick who did make the playoffs. Funny enough.
So.
But yeah, it's like.
Did you see that Geno Smith broke the single-season passing record in the history of the Seahawks? He broke Russell Wilson's record.
I did see that.
Like, Jesus, man.
Yeah.
The Broncos got duped.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm hoping that was Hackett's fault, and whoever the new coach is will hopefully see a little bit more promise. Now, as you mentioned, there have only been 4 coaching vacancies that have opened up so far. Hackett with the Broncos. Matt Rule got fired early in the year for the Panthers as well.
Yes.
Sunday, after the games, the Texans fired Lovie Smith, and then Black Monday rolled around, and we only had one casualty.
And the one that needed to get fired a season and a half ago.
Yeah, and that was Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. So there's only 4 head coaching vacancies right now. As of now, I don't really see any other firings happening. There is one other potential situation. I don't know if you've heard about Sean McVay potentially stepping down.
He already did. They mutually parted ways on my ride home from work. The Jets and offensive coordinator Mike. Oh, I'm sorry, not Sean McVay. I'm so sorry. Mike LaFleur.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm so sorry. The OC for the Jets left. I apologize. Wrong person.
I knew that was happening.
And then the Commanders fired their offensive coordinator as well.
Okay, cool. No, Sean McVay.
Yeah, he's been thinking about retiring.
Is potentially retiring, yeah. Which is weird to me because it's like, I mean, he's in his mid-30s and he's just like, nah, I'm not cutting it for me anymore. Which, to be fair, I think the Rams are about to start a pretty significant rebuild.
Yeah, the issue is they have so much money.
And they have a significant dent in the cap department.
Yeah, Matt. Ramsey,
Aaron Donald has toyed with retirement. Matt Stafford is older. Cooper Kupp is banged up. Like, many of the key pieces of the Rams are seeming like they're on the way out. So maybe Sean McVay joins them.
Yeah.
We'll see. So that might be the 5th opening that potentially opens up right now. Okay, but the big news coming out of potential coaching prospects, I guess there's 2 potential big newses. Is that Jim Harbaugh has stated that if he had an offer to come back to the NFL, he would leave Michigan to do that.
Yeah, after the showing against TCU, I would too.
Yeah. And then Sean Payton wants to come back to coach.
I saw you guys got approval to interview him.
Yes, but the Saints still technically have his rights because of contract reasons or whatever. The Saints want a first-round pick.
Oh, well, that's not happening.
For Sean Payton's coaching rights, which means it's not going to be the Broncos.
Right.
Like, unless the Broncos are going to pay somebody more money to get back into the first round this year so that they could trade it to the Saints for Sean Payton, yeah, that's...
It's so weird talking about trading head coaches.
I can only think of one other time that it happened, which was with John Gruden to the Bucs when he was the coach of the Raiders the first time.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that's kind of unprecedented.
Wild.
But yes, so there's an opening in Houston, there's an opening in Denver, an opening in Glendale, Arizona, and an opening in beautiful Carolina. I don't know what city they play in because it's not Charlotte.
Couldn't tell you.
I don't think it's Charlotte.
They might. I feel like when I play Madden, they say Charlotte.
They are in Charlotte.
Yeah. That's like when I play Madden, they definitely talk about Charlotte.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
The Panthers, high key, should just rehire Steve Wilkes, though. Like, why not? So Steve Wilkes was their DC, and he was the intern when Matt Rule was fired.
Oh, yeah, and they were doing good.
Better.
Well,
yeah,
but you also have to think Sam Darnold came back.
Steve Wilkes was the head coach in Arizona pre-Kingsbury for a year. It was post-Arians, pre-Kingsbury. So Steve Wilkes, who drafted Josh Rosen, was that year.
Oof.
So he's been a head coach in the NFL before this interim position, and I think the Panthers should just rehire him.
Yeah.
The emerging candidate right now out of Arizona is actually to hire within their defensive coordinator, a man by the name of Vance Joseph.
Okay.
Now that name might sound familiar.
It does.
because that is former Broncos head coach Vance Joseph.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Who took over after Kubiak.
Okay.
So after like the Super Bowl year, I should say.
After 50, got it.
Yes, that was Vance Joseph. Yes, so he's potentially a candidate right now in Arizona, or potentially for another head coaching job. I can't really think of any other major head coaching positions that are like candidates.
Because
to be fair, we probably won't hear about them until like AFC Championship, NFC Championship weekend or so.
Yeah,
is really when teams are going to start hiring coaches or at least hammering down on interviews and stuff like that.
I've heard a lot. Well, yeah, because you're not available to do stuff till like January 12th. Yeah, was like the rule. So we're not going to see stuff till this weekend at earliest, and 2 weeks from now, championship weekend. But also the Eagles. Defensive coordinators in the headlines again. Gannon, he was up for positions last season. He interviewed for a few, didn't go through any of them. It felt like, and then our OC Steinbach, his name's been tossed in the hat too.
Yeah, somebody needs to hire Eric Bieniemy already. By the way, too.
His name was in the hat too for something. I don't remember what. I saw his name out there too.
Any head coaching position. He's been the offensive coordinator for the best team in football for the last 4 or 5 years. He should probably get hired as a head coach somewhere.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, and I think that's also really important for diversity reasons, because like the NFL is really hammering down on diversity, especially in the head coaching position, especially at the Brian Flores incident.
Houston is atrocious. They literally use two black dudes as scapegoats,
exactly,
man.
And exactly, and then Lovie Smith, gets fired like 1 year in after.
They decided to not put a football team on the field.
Yeah. What do you expect Lovie Smith to do when Davis Mills is your quarterback and your best player is Brandon Cooks, who would be a 2 receiver on any other team? I
3 in some
name
teams'
one
cases.
other player on the Houston Texans. I can't. I could think of Stingley.
I was gonna say Stingley.
Yeah, like name one other player.
That's the only
on the
people
Houston
I know.
Texans.
Oh, they're running back. Oh, what's his name? Shoot.
See, this is my point.
Fuck. No, he's good though. He's good.
I know.
Fuck. What's his name?
Of it too.
He's a rookie.
Rex Burkhead.
No, the rookie kid. He got hurt.
Another rookie.
He's fucking goated. What the fuck's his name?
Is it Rex Burkhead on the Texans? I think
he is on the Texans. Dameon Pierce. Fucking insane.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Kyle Allen and Jeff Driscoll are on this team.
That's former Denver Broncos backup quarterback Jeff Driscoll.
I know. John Mechie. I mean, he didn't play all year, obviously. Kind of forgot about him. Oh, Laramie Tunsil?
Laramie Tunsil is on the Texans.
How do we forget about the GOAT? The GOAT. Titus Howard. He's pretty good, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my point is.
Yeah,
what is Lovie Smith supposed to do?
Yeah, no, this is a rough team, bro. Oh, Steven Nelson plays for the Houston Texans?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're down to Mike Tomlin again. Didn't we have this situation last year?
What?
African American head coaches in the league?
Yeah, I think he's
Mike Tomlin again.
Yeah.
I think that's it again.
And I would like to reiterate from my prediction, because this motherfucker could put me at slot receiver. I could play center at 155 pounds, and he would still get 9 wins out of my ass. I don't know what the hell this man is cooking, but he is always cooking, bro.
I know. Yeah. So
it's absurd.
Finding the right coach is really important for these teams, because did you know that the NFL set a record this year? That had been in place since 1997.
No.
5 coaches in their first year with their teams made the playoffs. 3 of them being first-time head coaches at all. Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins. Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings.
Yep.
Brian Dable with the Giants. And then you technically have Todd Bowles, who's in his first year with the Bucs, though he's been a head coach before.
Right.
And then you have Doug E.P., who's in his first year as the Jaguars head coach, though he's been a head coach before.
Obviously.
Right.
But I'm patting the 52 pouch.
In their first year with their team, 5 coaches made the playoffs. It's the biggest since 1997.
That's pretty cool.
There was 4 in 1997.
And like Sirianni is two years.
And he's in his second year.
He's never missed the playoffs. Just throwing that out there. 7 seed and a 1 seed. That's kind of nuts.
I know. And you think about like Mike McCarthy is in his 3rd or 4th year with the Cowboys.
Buffalo's. He's been there a minute.
Sean McDermott's been there for like 5-6 years.
But Andy Reid's you gotta still expect for like crazy stuff out of him.
7 years. I'm trying to think who else. Zach Taylor's in his 3rd or 4th year.
I was gonna say then you got the seasoned
Brandon
guys.
Staley is in his third year.
Yeah, you got the seasoned guys. You got
John Harbaugh, who's been
Harbaugh,
there forever
Pete
in Baltimore.
Pete Carroll.
Pete
Just
Carroll.
vibing. Fucking
Kyle
Andy
Shanahan, who's
Reid.
been there for a handful of years.
Andy Reid vibing.
Who's made the playoffs? Todd Bowles. We talked about Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Who's the 5 seed in the NFC?
The Cowboys, Mike
We
McCarthy.
already talked about that. Okay, so yeah, we've hit everybody. Yeah, so
Yeah, it's crazy.
finding the right coach
Crazy.
is important, especially because if you're, we're talking about the Jags who haven't been in the playoffs in like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
We're
They
talking about the
peaked
Giants who haven't been in
perfectly.
5-6 years. We're talking about the Vikings who haven't been in like 2-3 years. It's like these guys brought their teams up from basically nothing.
I feel like I remember the last time the Vikings were in the playoffs.
No, they made the playoffs one other time after that.
Oh, yeah, they did because they beat
They lost.
they beat the Saints in a
and then they
game,
lost to San Francisco.
Yeah.
I believe the year that San Francisco went to the Super Bowl.
something like that. Yeah, I know they. I just remember them beating the Saints because it was hilarious.
I remember them losing to the 49ers because it was hilarious.
That too, it was great. But yeah,
So
coaching
yes.
carousel. I don't know what to expect because we feel like we're not going to see rumors and finishings and actual official more firings for another couple of like a week or two maybe. Like you said, AFC NFC Championship weeks. We're going to see the officials.
I know, but yeah, I mean, if you look at like the other head coaching positions, like most of them are relatively secure.
Yeah.
Like I think the only one that like probably should happen would be, in my opinion, Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas, but they're locked in for a while with that.
Well, I mean,
And I don't think they'll get rid
Cliff
of him
Kingsbury
anytime
got
soon.
fired, and he has a contract till 2027. So
Yeah, but Cliff Kingsbury also made the single worst coaching decision in recent memory, and don't let anything that Cliff Kingsbury did in Arizona change that fact.
facts.
We've talked about it on the podcast before. But, like, I mean, okay, AFC West, the Broncos did fire. Josh McDaniels probably should. No way Brandon Staley or Andy Reid get fired, right?
Right.
AFC North, no way Harbaugh, no way Tomlin, no way Taylor, no way Stefanski gets fired.
Right.
In the South, I guess the Colts job, too.
Oh, did someone get
Forgot
fired?
about-
Did someone get fired?
Yeah, Frank Reich got fired.
Oh shit! I forgot.
I forgot about that, too.
Oh damn!
Okay.
That's the rumors I've been hearing. They're trying to steal another Eagles offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's probably who. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'll keep Jeff Saturday. Like, it was a funny meme, but I mean, you didn't know
Forgot he
what
got
was
fired.
doing.
Poor
Like,
Frank
yeah,
Reich.
it was cool. Like, I'll admit, it was cool.
I'll say if we lose our offensive coordinator, I know Nick Sirianni, first person he's dialing. Ayo, Frank, where you at?
I would too. Why not?
Goated. Frank is great.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah,
time we had
so
Frank
then-
Reich
and
as
then
an
there's what?
offensive coordinator. Everything's coming back to 52 today.
Yep. Vrabel's not getting fired. Dougie P's not getting fired. Houston did. The
Yeah.
East, you have Mike McDaniel probably not getting fired.
None
I've
of them.
heard there are rumors that people want him out, which is fucking foolish.
From the Dolphins?
Yes.
That's stupid.
I think because he's handling the Tua situation poorly.
I would argue that he's not. Dude, just
I would
he's-
argue that's the Miami Dolphins.
I was
not
gonna say.
Mike McDaniel. Yeah.
he can't force it's the medical staff. He's not the one that's putting he's not like, oh, I can't not play my players.
I mean,
I'm trying to
and there was
win.
This whole thing with Tom Brady in the offseason with the Dolphins, like the Dolphins just seem a little bit cheesy right now to the
Yeah.
point where I don't trust that it's Mike McDaniel.
And they lost the
Yeah.
picks and whatnot.
Sean
so-
McDermott's not getting fired. Bill Belichick's got a job for life as long as he wants
Yeah,
it.
as long as Bill
And
Belichick
then
is
Robert Saleh probably isn't getting fired.
Right.
And
Robert Saleh shouldn't get fired. He actually did a
he
great
shouldn't
job
get
this
fired.
season.
No, he should not get fired.
And then over in the NFC,
NFC-wise,
Ron Rivera
Pete
should not
Carroll's
get fired.
Pete Carroll's not
Oh,
getting
we're going
fired in the West.
West first, I'm sorry.
Shanahan's not getting fired in the West. Kingsbury did, and McVay maybe.
He's I don't know
we
about
talked
fired,
about.
but leave on his own free will.
But yeah, we should talk about that. Point is coaching change.
Yeah, South.
In the North, LaFleur
Oh, you're
not
not.
getting fired.
No.
O'Connell not getting fired.
No.
Campbell, no way. in
No
hell they're
fucking
firing
way he
Dan
gets
Campbell.
fired. They just had a winning season.
And then I doubt they fire Eberflus in
No,
Chicago.
I think he did a good job with the cards he was dealt.
Yeah, given that you were dealt and you had the first round pick, no, and I don't think Eberflus gets fired.
No, not worth it. Give him another season.
Southwise, I mean, maybe Todd Bowles, but like
No.
that feels
Why?
weird to do that. Yeah,
I know they made the playoffs, but they did make the playoffs at 8 and 9. So
yeah. Carolina is fine. No way they fire Arthur Smith. No way they fire Dennis Allen.
yeah, I think they're good over there.
And then you have the East. What? Dable? No,
No
way.
one.
Rivera? No way.
No one.
Sirianni? No way.
No.
McCarthy probably should, but no way.
No, he's in the playoff. If they lose to the Bucs though,
Maybe.
maybe we should
Maybe.
red alert
That's like
that.
a hard maybe. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think we're going to see too many coaching changes. We're going to have 5, maybe 6 teams that need a head coach next year.
Yeah. Agreed.
If with the Rams situation going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's not a lot.
All right. So what was your biggest surprise in the AFC this season? Not
easy. It's the easiest answer of all time.
what, the Jets?
His name is Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
And the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I have to say,
beat out the incumbent Tennessee Titans, the supposed to be good Indianapolis Colts.
they won 4 games.
The god-awful Houston Texans.
They won 4 games, the Colts.
Yeah. To be fair, I believe the Titans went on like a 7-game skid to end the season or something like that.
They did.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Which, I mean, to be fair, they had health issues with Ryan Tannehill for most of that. I don't know what his future looks like in Tennessee.
Non-existent.
Based off of that, I don't think they're very confident. It's homeboy from Liberty. Why can't I think of his name?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis. Thank you. I kept wanting to say another name that I'm not going to repeat.
They didn't start
because
him.
Of reasons. I know, but like, yeah, they had opportunities to start him, and
They
didn't,
should
you
have.
know? Exactly.
But
So
they're
it doesn't
doing.
feel like they're very confident in his abilities, at least yet.
I'd like to agree with you, but
I know
this is
the
the
Titans
same
fired
thing
their
that the
OC
Chiefs did with Mahomes.
with Mahomes. Yeah.
So it's like Malik isn't Mahomes. I'm not saying that. That's all.
I know, but here's the difference: is Mahomes started Week 17 against the Broncos. I remember it vividly because it was garbage time for the Chiefs. Like they had locked up the West and like were guaranteed the 3 seed or something like that. So it's like, why play your starters? So they benched Alex Smith, throw in Mahomes, see what he can do, and he lit it up against the Broncos.
Yeah, but the Titans were playing for
They
something.
didn't even do that with Malik Willis.
But the Titans were playing for
No.
something.
That's a good point. I guess the Titans were playing for something, so you have to rely on
people you
Josh
know.
Dobbs, if I remember correctly.
Which is stupid. I would have just played Malik Willis. He's been in the system all season. I would have just played Malik Willis.
Yep.
Win or lose, you're going to see something out of this kid.
Yeah, I know the Titans fired their OC.
Probably because he didn't play
No way
Malik Willis.
Vrabel's going anywhere, though. Not anytime soon.
Vrabel's a good coach.
No, I love Mike Vrabel. So, yeah. My biggest surprise by far is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Not as surprised because of WP.
If you don't want to count the Broncos, yeah. Like, the Broncos were horrid.
I'm going to give you...
And I thought they weren't going to be. I guess that's a big surprise, too.
I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to... Honestly, the biggest surprises for me, all those I agree with it. Did not expect Deshaun Watson to look trash. I thought he was going to look okay. He looked disgusting. Like... This was
Deshaun Watson's preseason, dude. Like,
yeah.
He was gonna look garbo.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But he's a very rich man in this league, so he's whether the Browns like it or not, he's their guy next year.
And two,
I think even Jacoby knew that. Like this was Deshaun Watson's preseason.
Yeah, it's rough, man. They cut Josh Dobbs for that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the Raiders. What the fuck happened there? They were healthy too. That
was kind of a big shock too.
They were healthy. They won like 6 games.
Derek Carr is out.
Yeah, they won like 6 games.
Well, listen, I think that's just the Josh McDaniels touch, in my humble opinion.
True.
That him being a former Denver Broncos head coach. And yeah, that situation. So yeah, no, I was never a believer in Josh McDaniels. I was a believer in Derek Carr and Devontae Adams, which I still think that was like that worked. Like, did Devontae Adams set like receiving records for the Raiders this year or something?
Probably,
like that?
But like it just sucked watching them lose so many games.
And it sucks that Derek Carr's out because no way in hell he's in Vegas next year.
No,
like we'll do our QB carousel episode eventually.
Yeah,
but I think Derek Carr is about to make whoever picks him up a very happy team.
Yeah, and it really depends on who that team is because I personally think he would be an upgrade from like Kirk Cousins, even though they're not going to trade for him.
I could see him being a big upgrade in Tennessee. I could see him being a big upgrade in Washington. A big upgrade in Indianapolis.
Colts.
A big upgrade in MetLife, wearing gangrene, at least.
True.
Like, yeah, I think he's going to make a lot of teams very happy wherever he goes.
Atlanta wouldn't be fun.
Atlanta would be good too.
Would be interesting. New Orleans would be interesting.
Maybe.
If they could keep Mike Thomas, I'd bring him over. That'd be saucy.
I mean, and there's rumors of potentially that Devontae Adams follows Derek Carr wherever he goes too. It's a thing to consider. I don't think it happens.
Yeah, and
I
then
think I think the Raiders are locked in with Devontae Adams, whether Devontae Adams likes it or not.
true.
But who knows?
Yeah, that's my biggest surprise. The Raiders were really supposed to be better, and they weren't, so I was interested. But everything else kind of fell suit. I don't know. I didn't feel like anything was out of place. The Broncos, after a couple weeks, I was like, man, this kind of sucks, man. I don't know what's going on. It just felt like they were playing overly passive. There was no time. There was no chance of them taking shots.
Yeah.
And you only can do that for so long.
I will say my biggest surprise was the Jaguars, and honestly, how well Trevor Lawrence played. It's like
it's second year jump, right? Or third year? Second year? Third? Second year leap? Yeah.
Yes. Big second, and we talk about these second-year quarterbacks.
Yep.
You know, I don't think Trevor Lawrence had an MVP caliber level season like some of the second-year quarterbacks we've seen recently, but he definitely played well. I've noticed that like Trevor Lawrence misses high. He overthrows a lot of people, but like okay, like that's still the dude in.
It's a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah, like he made Christian Kirk look like a 1.
Yeah,
which is good because the Jaguars spent a lot of money on Christian
Dog,
Kirk.
we were shaming that pickup so much, and I don't know what. To be fair, Dougie P made Nelson Aguilar look good. Dougie P's a magician.
That's fair.
He made all of a sudden look good, so anything's possible.
Yep.
What about the NFC?
The NFC Beast would be my biggest surprise, but a shout out to the NFC South, who I don't have a pun for. The fact that the NFC East was that good and the NFC South was that bad was genuinely shocking to me.
You know what's good?
I mean, like, I expected the Bucs to be a Super Bowl contender. I'm talking, and they still are. They still have Thomas Brady, but I was talking like a 12-5 kind of Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
And I had the Saints making the playoffs in my preseason
prediction.
Yeah. Like, I did not have 3 teams from the NFC East going, and Washington being a game and a half out.
Barely. Yeah.
Barely out.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me. Like, we knew the Eagles were going to be good. I didn't think they were 1 seed good. You did.
I told you.
Props to you.
We're fucking goated.
You got to give me this one. I thought the Eagles were going to be good. I didn't think anybody else in the NFC East was worth shit.
I told you the Cowboys were going to be good. I said that.
Yes.
I felt so good about that one.
I did not believe in the Cowboys.
I hate saying that the Cowboys were good.
Yes, like
the Giants, no shot.
The Giants.
No shot.
I was very impressed with the Giants this year.
Extremely. Listen, Saquon Barkley, listen, buddy. I owe you an apology. Shaq meme. I was not familiar with your game, and I owe you an apology. This man came back from injury and looked like rookie season Saquon Barkley again.
And like, they made Daniel Jones look like Eli Manning.
Dude,
when I say that, I mean like above average.
2007 Eli Manning. Who the fuck was he throwing to all season? Because I don't know. I know Saquon Barkley ran the ball, but Daniel Jones looked like. Actually, like I usually say vintage Eli Manning as if he's throwing too many interceptions, but no, like actual, like I want 2 rings Eli Manning.
Yeah, I'm gonna commit to like post-vintage Eli Manning, but yeah.
Pretty good. He looked pretty freaking good.
He looked solid all year, yeah. I think another big shocker out of the NFC was how bad the Rams are. They have, did you know, statistically, the worst Super Bowl hangover in the history of the league?
Yep, I did know that, and they were
winning
bad.
The Super Bowl and having the worst record the year after.
Yep, then the Cardinals looked terrible.
Cardinals were awful. The Seahawks were good. The NFC was...
I said the Seahawks weren't going to win a football game.
The Seahawks were... I said they were going to win like 3, okay? But
I said none.
Make the fucking playoffs.
9-8.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the NFC was the
Wild.
Wild West.
It was.
Even if we consider the North.
Dude.
I think the North was the closest we got to being right? We said Packers good, Vikings decent, and that's about as far off as we were.
Yeah.
Turns out Vikings good, Packers decent.
Lions pretty freaking good too.
Yeah, we said Bears working on it, and Lions were going to win like 7-8 games.
And they won 9.
They won 9.
Good for them.
Yeah, so like the NFC North was about as close as we got.
The craziest part about it is the South. I think this is one of the bigger surprises. The South was decided by 1 game.
Which is crazy.
Bucs went 8-9. Everyone else went 7-10.
I thought the Bucs were going to run away with the South. I did not think. With a 17 playoff, you're pretty darn likely to get a losing record team as your 4 seed on either side. Like, didn't it happen last year too?
Well, yeah. No. I don't think not last year. Not in our division because the Eagles made it at 9-8.
Who am I thinking of? Washington. Maybe was that 2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago when Washington went like 6
ago.
and 10. That was the NFC least. Everyone was bagging on us.
That's right.
And then next season everybody was up again.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, the door is open to that happening, especially with the 17 playoff. But I certainly didn't think it was going to be the Bucs. Like, if anybody, I was predicting at the time my AFC South winner to be the Colts. I could have seen them going with a losing record, but not the Tampa Beatty Buccaneers.
No, not at
I don't know
all.
why I put an N in the word Buccaneers.
The Falcons almost made the playoffs. They were winning the division for like a couple weeks.
They were winning the division for a couple weeks. They weren't mathematically eliminated until week 17, I think.
Yeah, no, because they were one game behind the Bucs, and then they lost Bucs 1, and the last game didn't matter.
For at least the Falcons, yes.
Didn't matter
But
for the Bucs
even
either.
the
Bucs
NFC
clinched in week 17 because like I'm pretty sure like
No, I don't think they did. I think
yeah, because they owned the tiebreaker over everyone else that would have tied them. They lost.
Oh, really?
They were 8 wins. Everyone else was the most they could do was 7, I think.
That's right. I thought
And
the
if they
Saints and
tied-
Panthers were eliminated late.
It was something
way
dumb.
late.
I think it was all week 17 when Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay came back and beat Carolina in week 17. And once that happened, they owned the tiebreaker over everybody and clinched.
Okay.
I think that's how it happened with the division. Because I remember they were going to lose the game, and they were like, "Well, what the fuck is going to happen in the NFC South?" And they won. They came back and won because Mike Evans put up godlike numbers.
I remember that now. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, no. The NFC East was great.
Yeah. I mean,
It was a bloodbath too. It was
to
fun
be
to
fair,
watch.
I think overall our prediction was accurate. Was that the AFC was wild, and there were a lot of good teams in the AFC, but there really were like a handful of great teams out of the AFC, and the NFC was a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I always say this. You knew they were going to be your top teams. We just didn't. We didn't expect the top teams to be what they were this time.
Exactly. Like
Except for the Eagles.
I think we said my personal top teams out of the NFC were LA, Philly, and San Francisco.
Mine were
Which, to be
LA,
fair-
Philly, and
Which should be
Hold
fair,
on.
San Francisco and Philly. Like, yes, we got that right for sure.
I said.
Hold on.
I said Eagles, Niners, Bucks, Packers were my top 4. That's crazy.
Okay, out of the NFC, I had the Rams going 13-4. I had the Cardinals going 11-6, and the 49ers going 10-7.
I had the Niners going 12-5. Wait, did I get that spot on?
Look at you go.
Damn. Eagles, I said 13-4. I was off by 1. And the boys, I said 12-5. I'm pretty sure they went 12-5.
Yeah, I had my wild card teams being the Packers, the Cardinals, and the 49ers.
Mine were Cowboys, Rams.
Okay,
So
it would have been.
I'm
It would have
pretty
been
godlike.
Cardinals. It would have been I guess it would have been technically Cardinals, Packers, 49ers in that order.
I was slightly off. So Eagles, Niners are my 1-2 seed, by the way, and spot on. Let's just
That's impressive.
5 seed Cowboys, godly. I am in there. Okay, this is where it gets rough. The 3 seed was the Bucks. I was off by a seed. I can live with that. The Packers were my 4 seed. They didn't make the playoffs.
That's fine.
The Vikings made it at 7, so they still made the playoffs, but flip them with the Packers and then move them up a spot. And then the Rams were my 6 seed. The Giants made playoffs, and the Seahawks made playoffs.
Yeah.
And I had them at 13 and 16.
Yep. Yeah.
Jags I had at 15.
Had the only teams that I had making the playoffs in the NFC who did were the Eagles, Bucks, and Niners, because I had the Rams, Packers, Cardinals, and Saints going too. At the AFC, I did okay. Like really, the only
NFC
ones
I did really good. I'm really proud of
AFC
myself.
I did okay. The only ones I missed on were the Broncos and the Colts.
I missed the Broncos, the Colts, and the Raiders. I had the Bills, but the Bills were the 1 seed. Chiefs are in. Bengals are in.
I had Chiefs, Bengals, Chargers, Bills, and I had the Dolphins as my 7 seed.
You did. I remember we talked about that item at the 10 seed. They just squeaked out for me. And the Ravens were my 11. So, and the Jags are all the way down at 15. So I was pretty off with
Yeah,
that
nobody
one.
saw the Jags coming.
Yeah, it's okay. Eagles, Niners, Cowboys. I got those literally in the right spots. And I got the Cowboys and the Niners record correct. That's crazy. I'm proud of myself. Holy.
Look at you go. I did not even get close to anything like that. But yeah.
I'm going to give myself the Bills win. And I'm going to give myself the Bengals win because of the incident. And they both won the amount of... They either won or lost the right amount of games. Who knows? Darn. A little upset by that. All right. Anyway, we've talked. We've done it. We saw the surprises. We've dealt with it.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles and the Chiefs, they can sit at home. A little extra
They
rest.
do indeed.
The Eagles need it. Jalen Hurts is a little hurt. No Lane Johnson, no Avonte Maddox in the last couple weeks. So they're getting some time to heal, which is really good. Now we have super wild card weekend starting Saturday. I don't know the actual order of the games. I did not see the actual schedule.
I can pull it up, and we'll go in order of the games. I know Bucs Cowboys is Monday night off the top of my head.
I do know that one off the top of my head too.
Okay, so the first game on Saturday is Seahawks Niners.
Yep. Okay, so we'll kick things off with the Seahawks Niners prediction. We'll talk a little bit about the games, but not too crazy. 7
Seahawks go to the 2-seeded 49ers. I mean,
this is kind of a no contest.
Like it really does suck because so this is the second year they've done the 14-team playoff, right? I'm not crazy. It's not the third.
This is year 3.
It is year 3?
I think so, because
this is the first time I feel like both of the 7 seeds have no shot at all.
Hold on.
Because I think the 49ers... Listen, okay, it's the 49ers or the Eagles, right? Like, let's agree. Those are the 2 best teams in the NFC.
Correct.
I don't think it's close. So, yeah, the 49ers are going to beat the Seahawks, who are honestly just grateful to be there. And honestly, I'm mad it's not the Lions.
You and me both, actually. We talked about this.
Yes. Yeah, so, yeah, give me the Niners. I mean, you think about the offensive prowess of the 49ers, especially since they traded for CMC midseason. Even without Debo, I think have been insane. And the Niners' defense is still insane, too. You still have Fred Warner. You still have Nick Bosa. You know, like, the Niners are stacked. And, like, genuinely, I could see a 1-seed, 2-seed NFC championship game. And that's the most coin toss of all time. And it might matter that it's in Philly, because I think if it was in San Francisco, I would take the Niners. Like, it's that close.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's the Niners and the Eagles for sure out of the NFC. So, yes, I would think the Niners would beat the Seahawks.
The 7-seed wild cards, the first year that it changed, by the way, were the Colts. This was the last season from Rivers. That was that season. And the Chicago Bears. So the Bears
and
played.
Didn't they almost beat the Bills that year?
They lost by 3 to the Bills on some crazy stuff. I do remember that.
I think the Bears got their ass kicked, because wasn't that the Mitch Trubisky MVP?
That was the they 21-9 they lost.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that was the MVP.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, even going into that, I thought, like, yeah, the Colts could beat the Bills that year.
Yeah, obviously.
What were the 7 seeds last year?
The Eagles played the Bucs, and then I don't remember who, but they got blown out. I remember that much. Hold on. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
AFC? That's right. It was the Steelers.
They were just happy to be there. I remember that.
Happy to be there. Yeah,
it was Big Ben's last year. They lost to the Chiefs. That sucks, man.
Okay. I mean, I guess the Eagles could have beaten the Bucs, but yeah.
Well, it was a rough game. Yeah, we lost 15-31.
Maybe yeah. I think this year's even worse than last year.
I would agree with. I'm inclined to agree with you.
7 seeds chances.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
I think Seattle's happy to be here, and I think Miami's happy to be here.
Yeah, and Miami Tua doesn't look like he's playing.
No, they've already ruled him out.
Oh, okay.
As I checked, as of probably when you were on the bus home.
That makes sense.
Skylar Thompson will start versus the Bills.
Hate to see it, dude. It's the Bills, though, so I get it.
Yep. So, yeah, give me the Niners.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners as well. I feel like that's not really a surprise from me. Great story. Like to see what Seattle did. They're going to be good next season if they can continue to play at this level. They're about to add a bunch of new pieces with all these draft picks.
Yeah, that they got from the god-awful Broncos.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep. Okay. Game number 2 on Saturday, LA Chargers in Jacksonville in Duval County.
Herbert
the Jaguars
finally made the playoffs.
Yes.
It's his first playoff series in his career.
Yep. Good for Herbie, fully loaded.
Love you, Herbert. I never thought I would say this with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength. I feel like the upset is Jacksonville, and I'm taking Jacksonville at home to beat the LA Chargers this weekend.
Listen, okay. I think on paper,
The Chargers are a better team.
if your 5-4 matchups theoretically are your closer ones, right?
Right. This is
I
not
think
that
is
case.
the case. I think it is the case.
You think so?
In both cases, yes.
Okay.
I think Chargers Jags is close. I think Cowboys Bucs is close.
Oh, Cowboys. Yeah. It's because of the home game.
Without spoiling too much, I can't have every home team win. So give me the Chargers.
Okay. Well, cool. I don't have every home team winning either, but I'm still taking the Jaguars.
That's mildly upsetting, because that means one of two things, which probably hurts to do. Anyways,
No.
give me the Chargers.
It does hurt to an extent, but it's fun, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking Jags.
Sunday morning, 7-seed Dolphins, 2-seed Bills.
I like how you say Sunday morning and it's noon that game comes on for me.
You mean 10 a.m. because I live in correct time zone.
Okay. You live in the stinky Pacific time zone where everything's early. I live in the Central time zone where everything is. I can sleep until 11 and still watch football at a decent time.
No, because I can still watch Sunday night football and go to bed at a decent time.
You got me there.
Yeah, like I'm up at 10, believe it or not, to watch football already.
I mean, I was too.
If
So
it's Sunday, regardless if it's July or if it's February or if it's April or if it's October.
Football.
Yeah. Dolphins are happy to be here. Tua is way too beat up for the Dolphins to really stand a chance. The Bills are the team of destiny right now. Like,
they're on a mission.
yes, like especially with recent events. Yeah, the Bills are the team of destiny right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I see the Bills going far and probably through the Super Bowl in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's very doable. I'm obviously taking the Bills here too. No Tua. I don't think this team is good enough. I think they'll take leaps next year, but I think they may need to consider not playing Tua as the starting quarterback from the inevitable future. That's just me. I think we saw kind of the skid. We saw
it's not a horrible idea. This quarterback draft class is loaded.
Yeah.
And if you think about QB needy teams next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, everybody is talking about, okay, do the Bears trade Justin Fields and draft a quarterback?
No,
they shouldn't.
No, they draft down though and trade away the pick and get a bunch of other picks to build around the only good player that played for their football team last year.
Okay, you ready for your hot take? Is I think the Bears are gonna get a sweet deal and flop the 1 and 4 pick with the
Colts? Yeah, I mean that's a fucking no-brainer. The Colts now are in a situation where they can go trade with the Bears after losing, I don't want to say on purpose, to the Texans, who dropped down a place to give up a bunch of shit for Bryce Young. Mm-hmm. And the Texans' consolation prize is C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, who cares? Like, dub. Yes, yeah.
There's a win.
You think about QB needy teams next year, right? Like, okay, let's go through QB needy teams. Colts.
Texans.
Texans. Like, there's two in the AFC South right there. Jags, no. Titans, probably QB needy.
No.
I don't think they'll draft a rookie.
I don't think they shouldn't draft a quarterback.
I don't think they should either. Okay. AFC West.
No.
Raiders might. Nobody else in the West will.
Nobody else. Maybe the Raiders. I don't think they draft someone, though. At least not in the first, 2 rounds.
No. We'll talk about that with the QB carousel. I have a Raiders prediction.
Oh, okay.
AFC East.
No.
I mean, maybe the Dolphins, if anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe
the Jets. Fucking Jets.
No.
You sure?
I got a Jets prediction, too.
Okay. If it's Lamar Jackson, I'm here for it.
Maybe the Patriots.
Probably.
Maybe.
Potentially the Patriots. It's been weird.
No way the Bills.
Yeah.
AFC, who am I missing? The
North?
Browns,
None.
no way. Steelers, no way.
None.
Bengals, no way.
Ravens maybe?
Maybe.
It depends. They did just extend Roquan Smith hefty contract, and they still haven't paid fucking the GOAT. So.
Yep. Okay. NFC wise.
West?
In the West, you have the Seahawks, maybe.
I'm going to go with no after this season
You
Geno
have
Smith just put
the
together.
Niners, probably not. Because it seems like you have two solid young options at this point.
Yeah, you
now.
either go Brock Purdy or Trey Lance. I think that's a win.
Yeah. Rams, probably not. Unless they really want a backup for Stafford and want to deal away Baker.
Yeah, and then I don't think the Cardinals draft someone
Arizona,
over Kyler
no
Murray.
way.
The South,
NFC
Bucs,
South, Tampa, maybe.
maybe it depends on the Tom situation.
Yeah. New Orleans, maybe. Carolina, maybe.
Everyone is kind of a maybe in this scenario. Probably the Falcons more than anyone.
Yeah, the South has a bunch of maybes. Okay.
The North.
The North?
Bears, no. Lions,
Bears,
no.
no. Lions, no.
I'm going Lions, no. Vikings,
Packers,
no. Packers, probably
if
not.
Aaron Rodgers retires.
Even if he
That would
retires,
be-
Jordan Love is sitting right there. He has been
That's a good
waiting.
point. I forgot about Jordan Love. Yeah. Jordan
East-
Love said he's going to request the trade if Aaron Rodgers.
He should. He should literally go. He literally could be a starting quarterback in like 4 other teams right now.
Yeah, he could go make the fucking Washington pit of despair go happy.
Washington, the Jets, the
Washington,
fucking Colts,
always.
shoot, if everything goes south in Baltimore would love to have Jordan Love.
Yeah, the East, NFC East, Washington is always quarterback needy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
but
This is
nobody
the
else in the-
second
is
season in a
really.
row that Taylor Heineke has done this. Maybe we should consider playing Taylor Heineke. It's kind of had
I don't
magic
know.
2 seasons
It's
in a
kinda
row.
like, I feel like Taylor Heineke is like, he's a Band-Aid.
He's a gimmick. I get
Like,
it.
I love Taylor Heineke. Listen, okay, Taylor Heineke is I am if there are 1,000 Taylor Heineke fans, I am one of them. Okay? If there is one Taylor Heineke fan, it is me. If there are no Taylor Heineke fans, it is because I am dead. Like, that is it.
I get it.
I love Taylor Heineke, but the Washington needs to consider other options because clearly Wentz didn't work out. You know,
Yeah.
I think they go chase Derek Carr. I think they go chase, somebody because Sam Howell looked decent in that game against the Cowboys.
True. He's a rookie, so you never know.
Exactly. So maybe that's the option.
He did win that
We'll
football
see.
game.
Either way,
Cowboys
yeah,
played
Bills.
starters. Okay.
Okay, but the point is you got, I don't know, maybe like 5-6 teams who could draft a rookie quarterback. And don't the Dolphins have a high pick from a trade with somebody? I think they do. NFL draft order 2023. So it goes Bears, Texans, Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks via Broncos, Lions via Rams, Raiders, Falcons, Panthers, Eagles via Saints, Titans, Texans via Browns, Jets, Patriots, Packers, Washington, Pittsburgh, Detroit.
Shout
So I
out to the
guess not.
Lions.
Actually, the Dolphins don't have a first round pick. This
No,
year.
they got it robbed. They got taken away from them.
Yeah, the Niners have the Niners have the Dolphins pick. Don't they? Oh, that's right. They did get it taken away from them.
Because of the whole
That's right. Because you
Flores situation.
You fuck with the Shield fucks back.
Yeah, and then, the Eagles
That's right.
have
The
a
Niners
fucking
traded
2
their
first-round
pick to
picks.
the That's right. The Niners traded their pick to the Dolphins.
Shoot, us getting the 10th pick, people are straight up might be calling us. I.e. the Dolphins. Y'all want to give us Tyreek Hill to pair with A.J. Brown?
Yeah, that seems unfucking necessary. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the Dolphins get a round 2 guy. If they're not worried about
true.
not to worry about Tua.
True.
Okay. Anyways, that takes us to Sunday afternoon. Giants Vikings, a rematch from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a good-ass game, too.
That was a good ass game.
It was a really
Vikings
competitive.
squeaked out a win.
As they did like 12 times this season.
Yeah. This was, can I be honest, the hardest game I had picking.
I agree.
This was the hardest one to pick.
I'm not gonna
because
lie.
It doesn't, because it feels like, yeah, cool. These teams are here.
Uh-huh.
I feel like both these teams are phonies.
Yeah, either one wins, they're going to lose the next game. That's how I feel.
Exactly.
Like, I don't
So,
care who they play.
Yeah, I went with the Vikings, but I very easily could see the Giants winning this game.
All I'm saying is this game, if it was switched with the Bengals-Ravens game, there's no question that the Giants win the football game.
Oh yeah, if this is 8 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
oh fuck yeah, the Giants win. But it is in the afternoon. It's in that weird
It is
time slot.
3:30.
Listen, if it was switched with the Dolphins Bills game, there's no doubt in my mind the Vikings win.
True.
Dude, 10 a.m. Kirk Cousins is built different.
He is about that life. However, I don't like doing this as an NFC East fan.
I was gonna say you're doing one of two things with how you said it earlier.
The Giants look good. And after the analysis of the Vikings game the first time, I know it's on the road. I know it's in Minnesota, but Minnesota Vikings get to the playoffs, do something wild, and then goof it up. I think they've already done their wild stuff. They had their 12-0 record in close games. This is where it gets snapped. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, you have an interesting game where you have two first-year head coaches going head to head on the wild card weekend, which is funny.
It's fun.
But yeah. Okay, so you're going with the Giants.
Yes.
Yep, I'm going with the Vikings.
Yep.
So we got two differences so far.
Yep.
And I got a feeling this next one will not be one.
Not at all, because Lamar Jackson is doubtful to play. There's no way in hell that the Bengals lose this football game.
No way. So yeah, Sunday night, 6-seed Ravens, 3-seed Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals are gonna smack up the Ravens just like they did a week ago.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Yep, we're on to probably Buffalo.
Correct. Because for both of us at this point, because we picked either the Cowboys or the Jags would play the Chiefs, so it doesn't matter. Or Cowboys, Chargers, Jags. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chargers or Jags would play the Chiefs if the Bengals won.
Yep, correct. All right, Cowboys.
And that leaves us to Monday night.
Bucs.
Cowboys, Bucs.
Week 1 rematch.
This is, I think, a really interesting matchup.
This
is a Week 1 rematch from this year and a Week 1 rematch from last year, if I remember correctly.
This is the hardest game to pick. This was my hardest game to pick.
This was not for me.
The reason it's the hardest game to pick is the Cowboys have a chip on their shoulder, right?
Yeah.
But they are playing Thomas fucking Brady.
They are doing that.
In the playoffs.
Last I checked.
On the road.
Today is January 11th. Game time is set for January 16th. This is in Tampa Bay. You're going to tell me the Cowboys go in here and win?
So my thing is Tom Brady's a sleeper agent. When the clock strikes January, the week before the day before the playoff starts, Bill Belichick gives him a nice little call. You know, Bill Belichick's not in the playoffs again this year. He's out there. He's like, do it. And Tom Brady's like, yes, master. And it's over.
Okay. So I only disagree with one statement that you made here.
And that is?
Tom Brady is not a sleeper agent.
Oh.
And he does not wake up in January because I believe Tom Brady has been woken up since circa 2002.
True.
And I'm picking the Bucs.
Oh, you are too? Okay, good. I don't feel left out. I did want to pick the Cowboys. It's not that I actually think the Cowboys go out and win this game.
I thought about picking the Cowboys.
I definitely think the Cowboys go win this game. But it's in Tampa Bay.
Playoffs. Any team can win on any given Sunday.
Except for exactly the Dolphins, Ravens, and Seahawks this week.
No, I don't. I think they could win a game. That's just how football works. Yeah, the Cowboys could win this game. I don't think they do because I think the Bucs are better than the Cowboys.
Do you?
I think I do.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm vibing. All I'm saying is I
don't know. Just something still irks me about the Cowboys.
This is the only thing I would like. This would be the funniest run to the playoffs for the Eagles, though. This is the only thing I think of.
Listen, Cowboys, they're almost to the peak of the NFL. There is still a 1 seed on the line, and they got their ass beat by Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders.
True.
Who had nothing to play for other than to ruin the Cowboys' day.
True.
And it's not like the Commanders really wanted to do that because
Cowboys didn't rest anybody.
Day made the Eagles' day. So that tells me that the Commanders did it to the Cowboys because it was funny.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that concerns me. Were the Cowboys too worried about the fact that they were hey, take the L, who cares about the 1 seed? Let's go play Tampa? No, that's fucking foolish.
No, why would you want to go play Tampa in Tampa?
Yeah, no. So yeah, that irks me. And I don't trust the Cowboys, so I'm picking the Bucs.
Yeah, it's the Cowboys in the playoffs. They don't do anything when the playoffs roll around. And they're on the road. They're not going to play a single home game this playoff run.
Yeah, if you talk about Tom Brady being a sleeper agent in January, I talk about the Cowboys being a sleeping agent in January.
Yes, correct. That's facts.
Sorry.
No, you're right. That's a great pun. Phenomenal.
Yep.
But the only thing that'd be funny if the Cowboys do win this is if the Cowboys and the Giants win this, or it has to be both of them. So the Eagles beat the Giants, then beat the Cowboys. If they magically beat the Niners, which probably won't happen either, but you never know. Right? And we get Philly.
If the Cowboys and the Giants won, the Giants would play Philly.
Yep, Cowboys would play the Niners.
Would play probably San Francisco. unless it was Seattle that won.
Yeah,
in
then
which case
then we would
Dallas
play Seattle.
hosts the Giants, which that would be a hot ass game.
Yeah, but I
Gotta
also
admit
like
that.
Giants play the Eagles, and then the Cowboys play the Eagles to win the best out of 3. That'd be fun.
Listen, okay, so that's the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I have Niners, Chargers, Bills, Vikings, Bengals, Bucks, winning playoff games.
I have Bills, Niners, Bengals, Giants, Jags, Bucks.
Okay, then very quickly,
Of course.
let's run through the rest of the playoffs. Of
course.
Let's say hypothetically that does happen. We'll do
Cool.
that every week.
Of course. Right.
Right.
Up
Okay,
until
so that would
next
mean-
week.
That would mean our one seed, until we're inevitably wrong. Let's say so that means your one-seeded Eagles would play
The Giants.
your Giants. My one-seeded Eagles would play the Bucks.
Correct.
I think Eagles win in both scenarios.
I also think the Eagles win both scenarios.
Okay. And the other NFC game would be for you,
Mine is Bucks, Niners.
Bucks Niners. I think that, I mean, you tell me. That's your game.
Niners. It's the Niners.
Okay. In my scenario, Eagles would probably beat the Bucks. Niners would probably beat the Vikings.
So we're probably going to end up having the same NFC championship.
So we have the same NFC championship, Niners, Eagles in Philly.
Yep.
That's a toss-up, genuinely.
Yeah, that's a
don't know.
tough game. I think
come
it's
back to that one.
an elite
We'll come back to
offense
that one.
versus an elite defense.
Listen, okay, I think that the Eagles' offense is insane,
Mm-hmm.
and the 49ers' defense is insane, and the Eagles' defense is good, and the Niners' offense is good.
I'm going to
You know,
explain
like,
to you
that's-
something.
That's a tough matchup to call. I don't know. Can we come back to the NFC Championship after we do the AFC? Because I got to think about that.
I mean, the AFC isn't going to be any easier here in a minute.
No, this is so easy.
Okay. All right.
So
okay.
easy, okay. In my scenario, Chargers would go to Kansas City.
I have Jags going to Kansas City, and I think Kansas City wins for me.
I think Kansas City beats either.
Okay. And then we Bills, Bengals, both of us.
And we would both have Bills Bengals. Bills beat the Bengals, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
In
that's
Buffalo.
more of a toss-up because the Bengals did beat the Bills this season, did they not? No, it got canceled.
No.
Duh, fucking shit,
That game got
Davion.
canceled, but legally, yes, the Bengals were winning.
But, I mean, that's going to be a
But-
fun game as long as
Okay.
nothing crazy happens a second time.
Bills win. Stick with me on this.
I'm here with Bills.
AFC Championship would be Bills KC at a neutral site.
It is at a
Because
neutral site.
In the scenario where that happens, they play at a neutral site, which I think right now, I think the leading candidate I've read is Indy. Which, I mean, is fair. That's like, give or take, equidistant from Kansas City and Buffalo.
Yeah, to an extent, I guess.
I need to plug in my headset. Okay. Bills win that game, hypothetically, right? And who did the Bills beat? Who is the team of destiny right now? With the DeMar Hamlin situation.
Bills.
With the Bills never having won a Super Bowl. With the Bills being the early favorite in the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who did the Bills beat in the playoffs? Division rival Dolphins.
True.
The DeMar
DeMar
Hamlin
Hamlin.
incident
Yep.
Bengals.
And the revenge
and the
OT
bane
tour.
of the Bills' existence Chiefs.
Yep.
To get to the Super Bowl.
I could see it.
Yes, the Bills. Yes, the Bills are the team of destiny. And you want to know the truth?
Mm.
If it's Bills Eagles, I think the Bills win. Sorry,
To be fair,
my opinion.
that was my preseason prediction. Like,
Yeah,
to a T.
I said Bills Rams. That shit's long dead.
Still alive over here.
Yes. So Bills Eagles. I think the Bills win. My opinion. Sorry. Let's say it's Bills Niners. Now that is a good game.
I still think the Bills beat the Niners.
I think it's.
I don't think
closer.
Brock Purdy can do enough.
But boy, would that be really funny.
It'd be wild if Brock Purdy won the championship. I'm just saying, if he won a Super Bowl, it'd be nuts.
Bills Niners would be a fun game. Bills Eagles would be a fun game.
Let me tell you, I think
the NFL, like, genuinely, like,
Mhm.
I mean, if the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl, like, that's the quote unquote losing scenario here, I think.
Mhm.
Where it's like, oh, it's the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again, 3 out of the last 4.
you want to see the
but-
Eagles do it, right? Andy Reid versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Can't get better than that, bro.
And that's why I think it is a winner. Listen, like, okay, the loser scenario, because I think genuinely, I dropped something on the floor. Oh,
There isn't a bad matchup in the Super Bowl now that I'm thinking about it.
There is one.
What is it?
Chiefs Niners.
Is it? Because that's Niner
Yes.
Revenge Tour.
That's why it's boring.
Is it though? That was a great game.
Dude, circa 10 years ago now, I believe.
That was
Actually,
that was like 2 years
11
ago.
Circa 11 years
Oh,
ago now.
okay.
Do you remember when the Giants and Patriots went to the Super Bowl and we're like, didn't that happen 4 years ago? And we're like, this game sucks.
Yeah, that game ended up being one of the best games ever.
The second one, no.
The second
The
one?
second one was mid.
The first one was the Tyree
The
catch.
first one was the helmet catch. Yes, that game is top 2 Super Bowls in my opinion. Like as long as I've been alive, I can't believe it or not. I don't know how hype Super Bowl 8 was. Sorry, but like in my lifetime,
Sorry, Grandpa.
Super Bowl 42 is the second hypest Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowls from a neutral standpoint.
What's number
right?
one?
So not considering the Broncos Super Bowl, right?
What's number one?
The Patriots Falcons by far.
Oh yeah. Okay.
From a
Valid.
neutral standpoint, that's an insane game.
Yeah. Valid. From neutral standpoint, because
so-
I can't say 52, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah,
From a
definitely.
neutral
That one
standpoint-
definitely is up there.
Yeah, from a neutral standpoint, even 52 is like,
That was a good
Probably top
fucking
five.
game.
you know what? We should do that for a podcast episode. Let's rank the Super Bowls in our lifetime. I don't know
Yeah.
how long you've been watching football. I've been watching since 40, since it was the Seahawks Steelers Super Bowl.
Dog. I'd have to look
Largest
back at a
Super Bowl
couple.
that I remember.
I remember the Tyree catch.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably maybe one or two I remember before that.
I remember the Peyton Manning Prince in the Rain game, Purple Rain in the Rain.
Oh, that was the Bears.
That was the Colts Bears.
Yeah, I remember that
That
one.
was
My entire
42.
family are Bears fans. That was
Yeah,
wild. That was a
Yeah, I
rough
remember
Sunday.
I was at a birthday party. We went bowling. I watched it from the TV that was at the bar near the bowling alley.
It was a rough
I
Sunday.
I remember like just before kickoff, like 20 minutes. It's like my mom dropped me off because she's like, "All right, get the hell out of here. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl." Right. So in the drive there, I got to there and it was like 14-43 left in the first quarter, and the Bears were winning, and I'm like, "Excuse me, I missed the Hester return."
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, that was literally. I was like, as a kid, I was like, I think the Colts are gonna win this game, guys. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
fuck you. And I'm like, I'm just saying, guys, I think the Colts
Yeah.
are gonna win this football game.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I told you, and the game ended.
Yeah. So Super Bowl 40 was Seahawks Steelers. That was a stinker of a Super Bowl. That was awful. The year before, I don't remember. I know it was Eagles Patriots. I don't know if that was when you were watching football or not.
No, but I know we lost by
by
a game-winning field goal.
No. Yeah. Well,
Did we not?
I think you lost by 3. I'm not going to call it a game-winning field goal, but yeah.
It wasn't like a walk-off, but I'm pretty sure someone hit a field goal, and that was the game winner.
That was like, I don't know if it was the beginning or if it was the peak of Andy Reid can't manage the clock. Was that game?
Probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay, so then we don't remember that. Okay, so let's say 40-56, right?
Sounds good. Yeah.
40 stinker, 41 hype, 42 hype, 43 was
God,
very
you're
hype.
speaking in story. I don't know the matchups off the top of my head.
Okay, 42 was the helmet catch.
Amazing game.
Hype. 43 was the Cardinals
Okay,
Steelers
hold on.
game.
I'm moving. I'm
gonna get-
moving into 40 right now. Hold on. 40 was.
Was Steelers Seahawks. That was
Here
a
it is.
stinker of a game.
I do not remember
The
that game.
Steelers, quote unquote, cheated.
Got
They
it.
didn't cheat,
I
but
do,
whatever.
however, remember Colts Chicago. That was meh. It was kind of mid. The Hester was the best part of that game.
It was an epic game because that was Manning's Super Bowl. That was the Hester return kick. That was Purple Rain in the Rain. Like, that was cool, but
Pretty
it was
cool.
mid as a game.
Oh yeah.
42 was hype.
Beyond hype. One of the best Super Bowls we ever watched in our life. Pittsburgh, Arizona was pretty nuts.
That was pretty hype, too. I think it's a better game if the Cardinals won.
I agree. It would have been great for Larry Fitzgerald, but the toe tap catch at the end was pretty good too.
Yeah, that's insane. Okay. 44, the Saints-Colts Super Bowl was above average.
It was above average. Yeah, the what was it, a pick return for the touchdown that won them the game after Hurricane
And then-
Katrina? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then the surprise onside kick to start the second half.
Yes, of course.
That was cool.
Green Bay Pitt.
45 was Packers Pittsburgh.
That was
mid.
Aaron Rodgers popped off, but yeah, it was pretty mid.
Okay, cool.
I
46 was Giants Patriots 2, mid.
dude, why do I not remember the fact that the Patriots played them a second time?
They did. I remember his last name was Hicks. Why can't I remember his first name? Hakeem
Hicks. Yeah. Hakeem Nicks.
Whatever.
It was the 10 receptions, 109 yards. I'm looking at the stat
Yes.
line right now.
Yeah, I remember he had an insane sideline catch that like on the Giants drive.
Yes.
That was,
Oh, I do remember this game. Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
was,
okay.
That was
quote-unquote
the
best
helmet
play.
catch of that game. Yeah. You had
Baltimore, San Fran.
47 was Baltimore, San
That was
Fran.
nuts.
I mean, cool game.
It should have been a little bit better, but Colin Kaepernick, the brother coaches, that was pretty cool storylines.
Yeah, the brother coaches, Colin Kaepernick. It was almost a huge comeback from the Niners.
Yep.
The lights going out in the
Yep.
Super Bowl.
Beyonce didn't know how to manage her light show.
Yeah, that was a huge deal for me because I was in Reno at the time, and Colin Kaepernick was in the Super Bowl.
Of course.
You know,
We're skipping
that was
48.
big for me, but it was mid. What's wrong with 48? Oh yeah, we were skipping 48. I was like, we're on 48. Yeah, awful, bad, atrocious. Even without Broncos bias, bad game.
That was a terrible game. 49 was.
49 was insane.
Oh yeah, the pick.
That's number 3.
That's the pick.
That's number 3. Like, okay.
That's the pick. 50.
Listen,
It was kinda mid.
Without Broncos biased, mid.
It was mid. It was mid, even with The next game, however,
Without Broncos biased, mid. 51.
arguably the
ridiculously
best
high.
Super Bowl we've ever watched in our lives.
52.
The best Super Bowl I've watched in my
Great.
life.
53.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was bad.
54 was mid.
54 was aight.
It wasn't bad.
54 was aight. 55 was aight.
It was. I did not have fun watching that game.
56 was above average.
Yeah, last year, I think watching Joe Burrow play was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Like, I mean, like last season was nuts, and like Rams Bengals was a hype Super Bowl, and like, yeah, it wasn't the greatest game of all time, but like, listen, if we're gonna rank the last 16, it's probably in the top 10.
Probably. Oh, absolutely.
You
For
know?
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah, like solid game.
It wasn't terrible. It was a 3-point game. Bengals made it
3-point
close.
game.
They made a good job.
You had a great defensive stop on the last drive to like win the game. Like,
Yeah,
it was
Aaron
a solid
Donald
game.
had literally pulled the man back from not getting a first down. It was crazy.
Yeah, solid game.
But yeah.
Okay, I think that'd be a fun Super Bowl. Rank are the Super Bowls in our memories.
Yeah, we could definitely make that an episode one time. But
Let's do it.
I think it's gonna end up being I think if the Eagles go to the Super Bowl, it's a good matchup no matter what. Either it's the Bills or the Chiefs.
Okay, I mean, if you look at contenders, right?
Yeah.
Because like I think you have Eagles, Niners out of the NFC, right?
Yeah, I really feel like
I
that
think
is
you
it.
that is it. I don't feel like Vikings have a shot.
I just
Bucs have a
can't.
shot,
I can't
Giants have a
completely
shot, Cowboys have a
count
shot,
out
Seahawks
Tom
have a
Brady. I can't completely count out Tom.
Yeah, if there was a third, I think
It's
the
Bucs. Just because of Tom Brady. If I have to pick a third, I'd argue I have to go Tom Brady with the Cowboys being a close up there.
Yeah, like
That's it.
okay, NFC from top to bottom, like Super Bowl contenders. I think Eagles are 1 and 2, maybe Eagles are 1 and Niners are 1A. You know, like
Yeah,
that close.
no, I argue that too. I think that game. I think if that's not the NFC Championship game, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Yeah, I think it's Bucs 3, probably Cowboys 4, Vikings 5, Giants 6, Seahawks 7.
Yeah.
AFC wise, I think Chiefs Bills are 1 and 1A.
Yep. And then the Bengals.
Bengals is a close 2, maybe 1B, maybe 1C.
Chargers.
The other teams out of the AFC, the next best team in my opinion is the Chargers.
If the Ravens were healthy, I would say Ravens. If you want my honest
If the
opinion.
Ravens were healthy, I would say the Ravens. If the Dolphins were healthy, I'd say the Dolphins. But because they're not, I'm going to give it to the Jags over them.
Yep. And then Ravens, Dolphins, or
Then
Dolphins,
Ravens,
Ravens. Take your
Dolphins,
pick.
Yeah. So, like, okay, let's consider, I think the contenders here are Niners, Eagles, and then I'm going to say Chiefs, Bills,
And then-
and Bengals in
Yeah.
the AFC.
Yeah, the top
I
three
think
AFC.
that's fair.
Yeah, Bengals
I
are fair.
think any permutation, scratch, Niners, Chiefs is a good game, in my opinion.
Really? Okay, so if the Bengals
my
go,
opinion.
you think Eagles or Bengals
if the
Niners is fun?
Eagles, Bengals is insane. Niners, Bengals is insane.
Oh, okay. I like
Because
it.
listen, like Eagles Bengals is such a weird matchup, and that's why I love it. Like Eagles Bengals, like when you look back in the history books and you see like teams that go to the Super Bowl, and you're like, the Eagles and the Bengals went to like, I don't know, 2, 3 apiece.
We've been to 2.
That's great.
We've been to
Eagles
2.
have been to 2.
We've won one,
No,
lost one.
Eagles have been to 3.
No, we've
They
only been to
lost the
2.
Super Bowl in the 80s.
Oh, did we lose the Super Bowl in the 80s? Damn, that's
Yes,
crazy. I didn't know that.
To the John Madden Raiders, or maybe the Tom Flores Raiders.
Oh,
one of
well,
the two.
fuck the Raiders. That's why. That's
yes.
probably why I hate the Raiders internally.
The Bengals have been to at least 2, and I know because they lost
they just
last
went-
year.
they just
and
went
then one of the Montana Super Bowls was against the Niners, or was against the Bengals. Which that's why I think that would be a hype matchup.
Got it.
Because-
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool.
I would say the Bucs versus Niners would be a very fun matchup because that was Brady's childhood team.
The Bucs Niners in the NFC Championship would be
Not
cool.
in the NFC
Not
Championship.
Super Bowl.
Fuck no. Fuck
Bucs
no.
Niners?
In the next round,
Oh, next round.
because I have the Giants winning, so it'd be the Niners playing the Bucs. Would be fun. I'm looking at like storyline matchups, and the Bills have a storyline matchup no matter what team they play. It feels like.
Yeah, unless they play like the.
Who?
There's no way they play the Ravens.
No, it's not possible.
Because if the Ravens win, they play the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Unless the Dolphins win.
But
in which case
then the Bills would lose, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. So they never play the Ravens, so they don't got to worry about that.
I guess technically, if the Ravens magically won 2 games, they're not beating the Chiefs. But if they did, it's possible.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. So yeah, any of those 6 permutations, right? Like Eagles Bengals is hype, Niners Bengals is hype. I think Eagles Chiefs is hype. I think Eagles Bills is hype.
Niners Bills is probably gonna be fun.
I think Chiefs Niners is mid. And I'm missing one permutation. I can't figure out what it is.
The Bills Niners.
Bills Niners is hype.
Yeah, if Chiefs Niners is the worst game you think that we're gonna get, that's a good game.
Okay, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, and
Like,
we just
I'll
need
admit,
those.
like, that's a mid.
I don't want. I promise you, if the Cowboys go to the fucking Super Bowl, I'm going to literally quit watching football. I can't do it. I will boycott the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would be awful.
They can do it in like 10 years. Now is not my time. I'm in my prime, loving football years. 10 years from now, when I have hate in my heart more, sure. When I'm 30 fucking 5, fine. When Jalen Hurts is retiring, sure.
Do whatever you want.
Fuck it.
Let me have this.
Yeah, 10 years from now, that core is going to be like 35 years old. They're the same age I am, and it's weird. Anyway, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Let's put it under the Christmas tree.
I know. It's like, oh my God, no, that was a big deal with Stetson Bennett, who's the quarterback at Georgia.
Yeah, he's 25.
It's like, no, everybody was like, so Kirby Smart made like a press conference and was saying like players are crying, and he's like, why are you crying? He's like, because Stetson's leaving. He's like, he's 25. He's gotta go. Like, and I'm like, fuck, I'm as old as Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, and dude's won 2 fucking national championships.
Dude wins 2 natties, and I'm in my apartment.
We're recording a podcast.
Right? We're
talking about him.
Stetson Bennett. You know, I've made this joke before. Okay. Mm-hmm. When I was in high school, I played football, right?
Okay.
I played left tackle.
I do know that.
The guy who played left tackle at our rival school, right, ended up playing college football at the university that I worked at when I did equipment.
That's funny.
It was my job to do his laundry. That describes the rivalry back in those years, because yeah.
That's funny.
That's when that school was by far the best team in the North.
Okay.
And they would win games like 63-7.
Damn.
And then we would play them, and they would win like 42-21. You know, like we were the best game they had that year, which is weird because we were like mid, but we always showed up against them. Weird.
Yeah. Rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they work.
Yep.
But anyway, you guys are gonna see this Friday, where we just talk about sports for an hour and a half, because we like to.
So maybe some things change in the next couple of days. But today is Wednesday, worth noting, in case Sean McVay retires tomorrow.
Yeah, literally Thursday or Friday afternoon. So, yeah, I think that's it. I don't have anything else to say. You have any more comments?
I got nothing else too, dude. It's playoff time, man.
Listen.
I'm excited. Listen, I'll be honest. I haven't gotten to watch much football the last few weeks. I'm gonna start now because this it's playoff football. It's hype.
I'd like to add a 57 on top of the 52 hoodie this year. That'd be really nice.
That would be sick. I would have as well, but here I am.
One day we're gonna get Broncos Eagles. One day we're gonna get Broncos.
One day
in our lifetime we have to. It has to. It statistically has to happen, right?
Listen, okay, when we're 53 apiece and we've forgotten each other, we'll remember.
It's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be like,
I'm gonna have like Jimmy Neutron flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on the phone. Operator, you know what the fuck to do. Give me Eric.
Give him to me, and operator's like, putting you through now. He already knows.
He's like, is it time? Yes. No. Operator, patch me through. I've been expecting your call.
I've been expecting your call. Yeah, I'm just gonna get a call from an unknown number, and I'm gonna be like, "Hello, Davion. Like, my name's not Davion. This is like we've been trying to reach you about your auto insurance." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
and then I come through on the next call.
Yeah, I'm gonna be expecting your call for the next 2 weeks. I don't care how many phone calls I'm gonna have to answer.
It's like, so are we going to the game?
Yeah. I got a joke for you when you hang up that I can't tell because it's personal but funny.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay. So
on
I
that
think
note,
it's a good segue. Get the fuck out of here.
we're out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know what it is. Fuck the Cowboys. We're actually cheering for the Giants for once because anyway, if not, I mean, I'd like to see the Vikings in the NFC Championship so we can 38-7 them again. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone. We'll see you guys next week for the divisional round where the Eagles actually have to play football because we don't have to this week. Bitch, we're out.
See ya.